Happy Friday, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. You can see today inflation data came around 8:30 a.m. Eastern. PCE data came as expected, expectation of 2.5%, and futures are dipping a bit. They were higher before the data, and now they're down. Still higher pre-market. As expected, it came down. If it was below expectation, it would have pumped even higher. But so far, so good, not bad. And we'll review all the charts. We'll review SPX cycle analysis. We'll review Bitcoin, Ethereum. We'll review all the major FANG stocks. And at the end, we'll wrap up with all the commodities. Hit the like button, guys. Only takes 1 second to hit the thumbs up button. And let's start. This is SPX cycle chart. You can see we are in this still declining phase. And we are very close to bottom, in my opinion. Let's look at MES, a 1 hour chart, and see if you can find some clues. You can see what's going on right now. You can see price keep going lower. You can see new lows, and you can see now divergences are forming. You can see we made an equal low here, RSI making higher low, PPO making higher low. So that's called momentum. Momentum is building. Now you can draw a trend line. This is MES futures like this or like this maybe, and we are right at the edge, so we really need to break out of this trend line on in 1 hour chart to really see to get a buy signal here. All right, and if I look at Nasdaq futures, same thing, keep going lower with momentum building higher. You can see RSI going higher, PPR going higher. You can draw a trend line. It does look like it might have broken out on Nasdaq. It looks like you can see we broke out of 1 hour chart and back testing now, but the next resistance is this red line, which is 50 moving average on 1 hour chart. So we'll see how it goes. Just wanted to show you that. Let's go to SPX cycle analysis on a day chart. You can see we are now below this 50 EMA and SMA, dark red line and yellow line. But if I go to futures, MES, which is live futures, you can see we're trying to recover. We got 7 counts buy signal. Now today we will be 8 counts. So if we recover this trend line, I mean EMA line, then I think we are good. And this week we could be in for a short-term bottom, if not a long-term bottom. So let's see. Now on SPX, if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see there are a couple of gaps. We have to, let me hide these EMA lines. You can see there are a couple of gaps. Okay, you can see this big gap here, big gap here. So a bounce from yesterday to the first gap fill is around 2.8%, and the second gap fill bounce from here to the top is around 4.8, almost 5% gap. And on triple Qs, let me hide the sessions and triple Qs. Those gaps are from where we closed on yesterday. First gap is around 5%, second gap is around 8%. So this 8% possibility we could be pumping, and this could be bottom because from the top to the bottom on Nasdaq at minimum, the correction is almost 10%. All right, you can see at 9.5%, and on S&P 500, the correction from the top to the bottom yesterday is almost, oh, there you go, 5%. 5% is a very good amount of correction, guys. This is a proper correction in a bull market. You can see, for example, here we had a correction of 7%. So 5 to 7% is a nice correction. You can see here 7% here. You can see here 7% here. So you can see around 5 to 7% is a nice correction. Uh, it is quite possible we can go lower, but this is where you want to be taking the risk and buying. You can see 7 counts here bounce, 7 counts, 8 counts here bounce. You can see always we get these bounces after 8 and 9 counts. I'll signal. Give me a second, guys. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So looking for a bounce, and on SPX cycle chart, still some time left. Let me bring EMA lines back on here. You can see still some time left for cycle to bottom, but it can always bottom a couple of days earlier. So today is 26, so about a week left. But you can see always we can get sometimes bounce bottom a week later, but uh, you don't want to miss, don't try catching the bottom. Always 1 or 2 days here and there is okay, but these are good prices. As 5% correction on SPX is a big deal. This is where you want to be buying. All right, so my suggestion is here to buy because I'm expecting a rally once this bottom happens. This bottom ends. You can see here, this bottom ends, and then I'm expecting a rally here. All right, and that rally, if I take you to weekly chart, you can see I was expecting a bottom and then a rally from here, a nice rally, and then it rally should peak in November, and then the real risk starts. So that's what I'm expecting at a high level. All right, so let's do side-by-side comparison here. MES will put on the right side, and we'll put day trading chart on the left side. Green line is where we sell, red line is where we buy. You can see yesterday also we came to the green line, bounce again, green line, and now bouncing again. So every time we go reach green line, we always get to bounce. And if you want to know more about these, you can subscribe to my channel. There's a join button in the link of this description. I share these levels with my subscribers every hour, so they know they always be on the right side. So I always advise them to buy as soon as we're in the green. You can buy call options, and the exit area or the goal is around the red line. All right, so it's very easy to trade, and in one trade you can make more than for the subscription fee. It's very cheap, like $7 a month. All right, so where we are, neutral line, nothing much to do in the neutral line. On SPY, again, this gap is not fully filled. We wanted to fill this gap fully, but still not filled, but that's okay. It doesn't need to fill now. They can be tricky. Sometimes market just don't give you everything you want, so they can leave this gap open and then start pumping up again. So keep that in mind. And on Nasdaq, let's start with triple Qs. Gaps are filled. This gap is not fully filled. Again, there was a small gap. They did not fill it. Nasdaq is very weak. Actually, it's the weakest of all the indices. So Nasdaq it has a lot of room to pump higher. All right, so keep that in mind. And Nasdaq is also in the neutral zone right now as we are talking. You can see also in the neutral zone here. Dow Jones is stronger. You can see going towards higher than neutral zone, going towards sell zone, and also nice correction from the top on Dow Jones. From the top here to the bottom, almost 4% now bouncing. And on DIA ETF, looks like they might have filled, they still did not fill this gap fully, I think. But again, all indices have a little bit of gap left. IWM is looking the strongest, multiple gaps. They will fill it later in a in a bear market, maybe next year. For now, it looks like it wants to go high, and that's how it is on Russell 2000 in the sell zone short term. Bitcoin, crypto. Let's look at crypto is in the sell zone short term, but you can see I was saying green line needs to cross over red line to be bearish, but you can see green line is still above red line. So as long as these don't cross over, you gotta keep a bull bias, all right? So what we can see is on a Bitcoin's chart, we had a nice drop here to test 50 EMA and SMA. Now we are bouncing higher. So you can see we broke out, back testing, and that's it. It's found support here. Now we're going higher. And with SPX, I'm looking to bottom soon and going higher. I think Bitcoin can go reach new highs if it has to follow SPX chart, which I'm expecting a bounce very soon. So it's very good news for Bitcoin bulls. Just wanted to still show you there's a big gap is still left. It doesn't need to fill now. I thought it's gonna fill. Maybe they try to bottom and now they're gonna go high. Ethereum, however, is filled, right? You can see Ethereum's gap is filled. So you can delete that. So Ethereum is a bit weaker than Bitcoin, and Ethereum can start going towards this 39.49. Ethereum, let's see these crossover. Green line just touched red line, and on this chart, green line is below red line. So Ethereum is weaker than Bitcoin, but it will follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum will pump with it. Anyhow, so things are looking good. It back tested this and did not break, held as a support, and now trying to make a new high, looks like. So looks like everything is okay. Let's keep moving. Hang Seng Index, China. Very close to this. Oh, it did touch to the dot, this green line. Okay, so you can delete this. You can see how these always work. And I think this might be bottom on China stock. You can see broke out, back testing on this, holding this support and not trying to break, and in the buy zone. So things like Alibaba and Baidu is the time. You can see Alibaba must be very close to the buy zone here. So they must be in a very good time to buy. And let's look at bigger stocks. Tesla is bounced after earnings yesterday, was actually the strongest out of all other stocks. And right now in the neutral zone, still can go higher. Now there is a gap here, did not fully fill around 212, and there's also this massive earning gap. So also this trend line, you can see it broke out, now went below trend line. Let's see if it can recover above that and try to fill this gap. Quite possible, we'll see. Apple is also bouncing from the buy zone in the neutral zone. Amazon is also in the neutral zone pre-market. All these major indices, stocks are now bouncing towards neutral zone. Google is also Google is in the buy zone. Not sure why still, but massive sell-off. So Google could be a nice stock if you want to buy to hold, because from where we are right now to the top, almost 14% possibility of going higher. So do what's best for you, but that I think it's going to go to a new high at some point. Meta, Facebook, also bouncing from the buy zone. I think this, so a lot of these big stocks have possibility almost 19-20% on Meta to go higher, guys. So this could be the opportunity you don't want to miss. I think, in my opinion, Microsoft is still in the buy zone. Not much happened after. This is 11% higher possibility. So you can see a lot of good sales available for those who missed the run before. Snowflakes is in the neutral zone. NVDA, again, NVIDIA must be, again, NVIDIA can go from here, and if it has to make a new high, it can go above 25%. AVGO is also in the neutral zone. And let's quickly see AMD. AMD is up finally 2% pre-market. And AMD from here to the gap fill is almost 40% away. Not sure why AMD is down. Maybe they're waiting for earnings. 30th of July. Anyhow, gold, commodities. Gold is bouncing from the buy zone. Silver was very weak yesterday. Again, 9 counts buy signal, 8 counts buy signal, trying to bounce here. Copper in the neutral zone. Oil. Oil is also dumping now, coming from sell zone to the buy zone. Natural gas in the buy zone. Looks like they want to fill this bottom gap around 1.95. Palladium. Palladium in the neutral zone. Soybeans. Soybeans is going lower from the sell zone, going towards buy zone. Sugar is bouncing from the buy zone right now in the neutral zone. Wheat. Wheat is touching the buy zone as we are talking. Corn. Corn is nice breakout here above 20 moving average. Now back testing. And then dollar. Dollar is in the support area. Okay, so if dollar bounces, that means Bitcoin would go lower. If dollar stays here and breaks down to next level, then that means stock market and Bitcoin will go higher. That's it, guys. If there is anything you want me to review, put a comment in the description of this video and I will review that stock. And let's wrap up with VIX. You can see VIX still did not cross above this line, this resistance line I had. Try to break out and then still crossed with a dodgy candle. So a sell-off here is going to take SPX higher. So I think market is getting ready for a nice pump to wrap it up to fill some of these gaps on S&P 500. And on SPY, those gaps are 553 and 564. All right, guys, hope this was helpful. Have a good weekend and hit the like button on the way out. Bye.